Well, John, an emphatic 4-0 victory here today. Just sum up for us.
Yeah, delighted with the result and the performance behind that as well. Yeah, really pleased with the way that we bounced back after the disappointment, I think, of the other day of Sunday with Bristol City. And yeah, I just think that the work rate was there. The intensity, the desire, the fact that I thought it felt like we picked up every second ball, defended the box really well, and yeah, probably rode our luck at times at 2-0 up, but I think apart from that, fully deserved to come away with 3 points.
Obviously, like you say, important to get a reaction from Sunday. So what work went into getting that result today?
Yeah, I mean, there's the work, I suppose, that goes into the result today was, we only had a really quick turnaround, so we couldn't do a huge amount in terms of, there's nothing we could do on the training pitch apart from the game plan and apart from walking through how we wanted to go about that. And I suppose the work comes in the fact that the lads are looking fit. We've been doing that since the first day of pre-season and making sure that when we do have these tough spells and tough spells in terms of fixtures and tough spells in terms of physical output, that we're ready for it as a squad. So yeah, the main message after the game against Bristol City was, a real disappointment. We went over what we thought we could have done better and made sure that we dusted ourselves off and we came back here with a lot of positive momentum, which was a really difficult thing to do. So in terms of what I thought what the lads achieved today off the back of that, I was thrilled with that. I thought it was an amazing thing to be able to do. Now we want to come and have these conversations off the back of wins and off the back of really good wins, and it not be it's a really brilliant reaction from the other day. We've probably had that a bit too much, but that's all we could do today. We could just react and make sure we're at it, and we've got to try and find a way to make sure we take that form, that intensity, that desire away from home as well.
Out of all of those things, what pleased you most about today?
The work rate, just the work rate. I think there were lads that didn't play on Sunday that were even sort of dead on their feet at the back end of the first half because they worked so hard. And Swansea are a side that can really punish you if you don't get the press right, and they did that a couple of times. And it's about picking the right moments to go, picking the right moments to stay. And I thought we got that spot on for probably 80% of the game, and that takes a huge amount of work, a huge amount of organisation. You have to make sure that you're brave and you're bold and leave yourselves 1v1 sometimes at the back, but yeah, for the most part we got that spot on, and I thought when you're conceding that much possession and working that hard to try and win the ball back on a really sort of heavy pitch because of the rain today, you put all of those things together with the travel that we've had, and that was the thing that pleased me the most.
2 first goals today for Paddy and Riley. Really great moments for them both, and you can just see how much that meant to them.
Yeah, I think as soon as Riley put the ball in the back of the net, he had a massive boost. He defended brilliantly towards the back end of the game, and yeah, there was probably a lot of Paddy had been building the pressure on himself to make sure that he produced and make sure that he scored, which he did today. So really pleased for both of them, and they've both deserved it by sticking at it. Not always started every game this season, or started very few, I think, between the two of them, and particularly in Paddy's case, he's been a player that scored a lot of goals last year, hasn't had that return yet, so he's got to keep on top of himself and keep making sure he's a threat in the Championship. And yeah, just really pleased for Riley.
I think that's 5 unbeaten here at Fratton Park. That's 8 goals in the last 2 games here. So what is it about this place?
I think there's the obvious parts of it. We're comfortable at home. We don't have to travel. That's sometimes a factor. We've got to deal with that a lot better when we do travel away from home. And then there's the big factors like the crowd that we get behind us and how difficult it is to play when you're an opposition player. So you've got the home comforts, familiarity with being here. It's a really strange thing in football. No one's ever really put their finger on what the difference between playing at home and away from home is. It's the same game, but we've certainly seemed to have got things going here, which is brilliant. It's an amazing atmosphere. It's been an amazing atmosphere for as long as I've been here, and particularly when we're winning games at this level, it's absolutely incredible. So we've got to keep on top of ourselves. We've got to keep going with that, and like I said, try and replicate a bit of that away from home.
I suppose what must please you as well was the fact we got those 2 goals in the first half, had the half-time break, and despite that 10-minute spell at the start of the second half, Riley got his goal, and we just seemed to sort of see it out and control it, and even had another goal from there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we fully deserved the 2-goal lead, and we created a few more chances off the back of that to extend it. There were a couple of moments at the end of the first half where we didn't defend crosses well enough. One ended up on the top of the net, and one ended up with Nico making a really good save. And start of the second half, we probably dropped a bit deep. We rode our luck at times. Nico made another good save. I think they hit the bar, and we had to dig in. But that is going to happen. there'll be things when we look back at the game and we'll know that we could do certain things better in certain moments, but that is gonna happen against really good sides in the Championship. And what we have to do is make sure that when we do have possession, at times in the second half when we did, or we had a chance to break, we weren't quite tidy enough in that first 15 minutes. But the interesting thing is when I think we went longer from a goal kick. Colby brought the ball down with a really, really good touch, won the free kick, and then we were clinical from there, and it really settled the game down. And when we did have chances after that to play, and when we did have chances to break, I think we looked really threatening towards the back end of the game.
And just finally, I can imagine for you and the supporters, it's really important to not underestimate how big of a win this is, especially against, like you say, a good Championship side who have been performing really well recently.
Yeah, there's such a difficult side to prep for. Swansea and Luke Williams' teams, whether he's been a coach or he's been a head coach, have always been really, really difficult to play against because of first of all, the quality that they have on the pitch. Second of all, some of the rotations, some of the things that they do in possession, and what they do really well is not only try and dominate the ball at the back end of the pitch with their goalkeeper, with the centre halves, and with Grimes dropping in. They've got that threat in behind as well, which we saw in the first half. A couple of times we didn't deal with it particularly well, so they can do both. You have to be really sort of bang on it in terms of the way that you're pressing. And we spent a lot of time over the last couple of days and off the back of the Swansea game where they caused us a lot of issues at their place. We spent a lot of time trying to work out those problems. Sometimes you can, sometimes the picture is exactly what we speak to the players about, and sometimes it's not. And when it wasn't, I thought the players dealt with it really well.